Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hersky Dates Music and Review. And we're going to start doing a couple different series here that I hope you guys are going to enjoy. This one I've done a lot more research than I've ever done on anything. So in the future I'm hoping to do some more, and I know I've been kind of lacking on content. Obviously YouTube just fucked me over completely. I don't think half my subscriber base even gets notifications. In fact, I know they don't, but that's YouTube. Thinking about doing like a website and an email list type of thing. So if you guys actually do like my shit, you can just get on there and sign up. And then you'll be notified every time there's a video. I don't have to worry about YouTube trying to do the fucking work for me. This is going to be my top 5 metalcore bands. Did a little research on them. Basically just going to talk about their accolades, where they were formed, a little bit about like who's in the band and kind of their sound. Most bands are considered into many genres anyways. A lot of these bands are considered into many different. There's even some that are considered deathcore at times. But at the core, these are all metalcore bands, whether it's progressive metalcore or just regular metalcore. Most of these bands have been around since about 2003 or 5. I actually skipped on some of my other favorite metalcore bands. These 5 bands, I feel, have something special. They have their own sound to them, their own tones, and they just have something special about them in general, I think. So without further ado, the top 5 metalcore bands, we're going to start out with Killswitch Engage. Now, if you don't know these guys, well, I don't know who the fuck you are. I know this channel's pretty much been primary, like, slower, singy kind of band so far. So Killswitch Engage, they were formed in Westfield, Massachusetts in 1999. It was formed by Mike D'Antonio, Jesse Leach, Adam Dutkowitz, Jules Strotzel. Jesse left the band in 2002, and he was the vocalist from the beginning. It started with the band. He left in 2002, and the legendary vocalist Howard motherfucking Jones showed up. If you've never seen this channel, you would know that Howard Jones is absolutely my favorite. I fucking love that guy. He's one of my favorite all-time metal singers in general. He just has great range to him. He does some really good, clean singing. He always has, and he has a really nice growl to him. And I've talked in an older video where I saw his latest band, Light the Torch. I saw them live when their first album came out, which also they were formerly WNO. And it's basically the same band without the guitarist and a different name. Fantastic album, check it out. They're known for their hardcore spirit, deep lyric writing, which they definitely have some deep emotional lyrics to them. I listen to songs like Rose of Sharon, The Arms of Sorrow, things like that. They created a beautiful mix of hardcore and memorable cleans, which, as the songs I just mentioned, there's very memorable cleans in those. My Curse, which is one of their famous ones. They received many accolades. 2002's Alive or Just Breathing became a definitive album, which is a great album. It was named in the top 100 metal albums of the decade. That's fucking crazy that they've even achieved that. I mean, they're a fantastic band. They've received 2 Grammy nominations for Best Metal Performance, one in 2005 and 2014, respectively. They've also received gold certifications for 2 albums. 2004 is The End of Heartache, and 2006 is As Daylight Dies. Both, to me, are the pivotal Killswitch Engage albums. If you don't know them at all, that's where you start, because I think those are the best. Alive or Just Breathing's alright, but I honestly feel like everything says that Alive or Just Breathing is like they're definitive, but I don't know that I would really say that. I would say probably As Daylight Dies would probably be their definitive album. It was the one where you could really hear what sound they've created the whole way through, and it's just fucking brilliant the whole way through. Lyrics are incredible. I mean, these guys are just fantastic at riffs. And Adam Dutkowitz, if you don't know him, he's a fucking god. I mean, he's done so many different band projects. He's helped other people with their projects. Just in general, the dude is a fucking genius when it comes to anything in music, whether it's writing lyrics, writing musical parts, and things like that. The guy's a fucking legend. To me, these guys are one of the best bands that ever came out of Massachusetts. And they also garnered 3 consecutive top 10 debuts on the Billboard Top 200, with 2009's Killswitch Engage, 2013's Disarm the Descent, and 2016's Incarnate, which 2016's Incarnate saw the return of Jesse Leach on vocals. And if you've seen this channel, you'd also know that I cannot stand Jesse Leach. His most famous song, I think Howard Jones came in. He did a live cover of it, and I think he fucking destroyed it and made it his song, just like Johnny Cash did when he did Hurt. Total streams have exceeded 500 million to this day, which is insane. How do you even get that many streams? They're known for songs like Starting Over, My Curse, which if you ever played Guitar Hero, you would know. I don't remember which Guitar Hero that was on, if it was on 3 maybe? I'm just kind of guessing here. I don't remember exactly, but that was the first song I ever heard of them. I fell in love, and I didn't really hear of them for a long time. And other songs like A Bid Farewell. The End of Heartache. The Arms of Sorrow, which is my personal favorite track by them. I mean, Howard just has an amazing vocal range. Everything about these guys is great. Everything they do sounds great. And it's very unique to what they do. And to that, I'm fully grateful for discovering that band. I think they really helped me in my life a lot. And Howard himself has gone through many personal struggles, which is one of the things that caused him to leave Killswitch Engage. It wasn't anything to do with, like, the band hated each other and shit. They actually had Howard come and do some guest vocals. It was a couple years ago, 2 or 3 years ago he did some. If you like Killswitch Engage and you haven't heard it, go look up Revival by Light the Torch. It's a fantastic album, one of my favorites. I own it on vinyl. I'd say if you like them, and if you like Howard, get ready for more shit, because he's working on a project with Jared Dines right now, as everyone seems to be doing. That fucking guy works with everybody I love. Alright, so that's Killswitch Engage. To me, they probably are the best metalcore band. That one, so maybe this number one is number one, but the rest of them are kind of just thrown about. Number 2 is Parkway motherfucking Drive. These guys are phenomenal. They were formed in 2003 in Byron Bay, New South Wales by vocalist Winston McCall, guitarist Jeff Lang, bass guitarist Luke Kilpatrick, drummer Ben Gordon, guitarist Brett Versteeg. Now, this one I did mention what person did which thing. I don't think I've mentioned it on any of the other ones, which is fine. If you really care, look it up. Most of them aren't really that noteworthy to me. They're known for their heavy screams and incredible riffs. They have a very unique guitar tone, I think. It just sounds so fucking good. No matter the album, they're super heavy, and it just sounds amazing with his screams. Not only can Winston do really good growls, he also does amazing cleans in songs like Vice Grip. They've been signed to a bunch of different labels. They've been signed to Epitaph, which I think they currently are now. I could be wrong. Resist Records, and also Burning Heart Records. They've been nominated in the ARIA Music Awards 4 times for the albums 2010's Deep Blue, which is one of the pivotal albums from them that everybody knows. 2016's IRE, which is actually the album that I found. That's how I found this band and fell in love with them. As soon as I heard it, and then I started listening to the old stuff, Killing with a Smile, and just from there, I fucking loved everything up until they did the album Reverence, which they also were nominated for the album Reverence in 2018. And also their 2020 compilation album, which is Live at Whackin', which just kind of features some of their dream set list, basically. The songs they think are some of their best throughout the time. And these guys also have a documentary about this if you're interested in finding out more about the band. And if you don't want to wait for me to do a video on them, because it could be some time, it takes time to do research on it. They were awarded Best International Band in 2013, which is just fucking crazy. I never knew that. Known for songs like Romance is Dead. Carry On. Idols and Anchors. Vice Grip. Crushed and Sleepwalker. Those are just some of their more known songs. They have many, many other great songs. Actually, their first 3 albums are probably their most well-known. Well, I can't even say that actually. Their newer stuff's probably more well-known. There's so many different fans like me, just watching different YouTube channels and reading up different like blogs and things online. Most people seem to love their first 3 albums. I think many of the reason for that is it was their sound originally, and it was what made people fall in love with them. They were really heavy, and they have some really noteworthy riffs like Carry On, and also Boneyards, which I didn't list. So if you have never heard them, go check them out. They're pretty fucking incredible. I actually had a chance to see these guys live. I saw them in 2019 at Sonic Temple Fest in Ohio, which, let me tell you, that was a fantastic festival. I've talked about it a few times on the channel in the past. I actually went there to see System of a Down, finally, which is a band I grew up with and have been wanting to see forever. It was fantastic. I actually just got done, I think Avatar played before them, which was the second time I've seen Avatar. Let me tell you, an incredible band as well. But I was sitting with somebody, and then my brother-in-law, and then he took off to see someone else. I was like, I'm not moving. This is fucking Parkway Drive. And they sang everything I could have imagined, from Crush to Vice Grip. Their old shit. They had some pretty cool pyrotechnics. And Winston, let me tell you, this is a band that just they sound as good live as they do on the record, which is pretty hard to come by nowadays, surprisingly. Number 3 has got to be one of my favorite bands in general. Actually, I would say they definitely are. Them and Trivium are my top 2. Amity Affliction, they were formed in 2003 in Gympie, Australia by Garth Buchanan, Lachlan Faulkner, Troy Brady, and Aaron Stringer, of which only Aaron remains. They really weren't known at the beginning. Their first album, to this day, I think is absolute trash. There was only one good song on the whole thing. And I'm sorry to say that because I fucking love Aaron and I love this band so much, but that album I do not like. Every single album past that, actually there's 2 albums. There's Severed Ties, and I think Glory Days is the other one, which is kind of like a compilation thing. Those I wasn't really a fan of. They did some really wretched covers that I would rather not talk about. If you really want to hurt yourself, go look at some of their covers off of Severed Ties album. Terrible. Problem was they didn't have Jewel Birch. Jewel Birch came into the band, and then they came alive and found their sound, and they fucking killed it. Jewel was added to the roster in 2004. From there, the band would start to gain traction and form the sound of Amity Affliction, which is a fantastic sound. They're known for deep and saddening lyrics. I mean, they've had a lot of friends commit suicide, and they've talked about suicide, mental health a lot in their music, which I think is another reason I gravitated towards them so much. They just have a great dynamic. Aaron has beautiful singing cleans, and Jewel has some excellent growls, I think his growls are very unique. I don't really know how to describe it exactly. I'll play some of those videos so you know. This is one of those bands that's constantly evolving their sound, and they sound great no matter what they do. They've done a few different things. They branched out. They even did the album Misery. They did that, and it kind of had some pop influence to it. Definitely there was some more poppy kind of sounds to it. First time I heard a song off it, I wasn't really sure if I was going to like it, but it's grown to be one of my favorite albums. I've listened to it a million times. They have some really great videos they did for it. And they just keep changing and evolving. Sometimes on an album they change just a little bit. Now I think they've kind of come around to take all of the great different things they've done on each album and just kind of mash it together into one beautiful sound, which makes them even more fantastic. They've written many well-known and catchy songs, most notably Youngblood's Greens Avenue, which is one of my favorites. Pittsburgh, Give It All. I Bring the Weather With Me, which had a really excellent, saddening video, which I think that was one of the ones that really set them off more. It could be Heartbreak on the same album, which was great. Ivy Doomsday, Soak Me in Bleach off their latest album, which is just, it's a hit. Everything about it's great. It's very memorable. It's catchy. It gets stuck in your head every time you hear it. When a dreamer dies, so dies the dream. Turn me inside out, soak me in bleach. Soak me in bleach. I'm buried alive, life buries me. They've been signed to UNFD, which has had a couple different bands, metal bands that I like on it. They're pretty good. They've also been signed to Pure Noise Records, Roadrunner, which obviously everybody knows fucking Roadrunner if you listen to metal. There's been a lot of great bands signed to them. I don't even know if any I can really think off my head, though. Devil Driver. A lot of people love Devil Driver. I don't really know them that much. Boomtown Records, and surprisingly, Warner Music Australasia. I don't know if that's supposed to be Australian. The thing was just written wrong. I don't know. I've never heard of that. They were nominated for Best Hard Rock or Heavy Metal Album 4 times with 2013's Chasing Ghosts, which I would say is a pivotal album for them. It definitely really was the sound that they created and just went the whole way throughout. Beautiful lyrics in it. Some really sad shit in there. Rip Bond about one of their friends that died, which he actually wrote that song, which is pretty sick that they did that even. Also nominated for 2014's Let the Ocean Take Me. Great album. It was the album that got me into this band. Around the time when that came out is when I just absolutely fell in love with this band. 2016's This Could Be Heartbreak, and 2020's Everyone Loves You Once You Leave Them. These nominations are all from the RE Music Awards, which the band members themselves called the Circle Jerk of Awards, and called for a new voting system. They've been nominated that many times and have never won. They're really not necessarily mad that they don't win, they're just mad with the way the voting process was. If you don't know this band, definitely check them out. They're so fucking good. They're one of my favorites. Obviously, I'm wearing the shirt. My sister got me this as a present for Christmas. It came like 2 weeks late. One of the first shirts of theirs I have. It's fucking good. Unfortunately, I've not gotten to see them live yet. They're my second favorite band, and I've never seen them live. I actually was going to go to a festival last summer where Metallica and Lamb of God, Disturbed, everyone was going to be there. And I was going primarily to see them. I already had tickets and everything, and then, well, we already know what fucked 2020 up. So one day I hope to finally see them. Alright, up next at number 4. Motionless in White. These guys, when I found them, my sister actually started listening to them, and I started listening from there. They became my favorite. I've seen them 4 times live. Amazing live. Formed in 2005 in Scranton, Pennsylvania by Chris Motionless, the singer, who's fantastic, Angelo Perante, Kyle White, Frank Palumbo, and Mike Costanza. They're known for their heavy riffs, lots of screaming, and deep, complicated lyrics, great memorable cleans, and many tributes to film works such as Tim Burton and many more. He has a song called Scissorhands, which is great. And also, a lot of songs about generally just not giving a fuck has always been their attitude. And a lot of hate on religion in the popular medium, which is another reason that I like them so much. I like when people shit on that. They also have the inclusion of keyboard in all the right parts, which just sounds so good blended together. And they've had many different style changes, some of which really changed their sound, like their latest album and the previous one, where they started getting more punk influences, and they definitely started leaning more towards the popular side, which made me not like them so much. They're known for songs like Abigail, which I think is probably one of their biggest. Immaculate Misconception, which is just a big fuck you to religion. It's a fantastic video. Go look it up if you've never seen it. Super heavy right from the gate, which is great. America, which actually that's probably their most famous. Just talks about how shitty America is. And then songs like Devil's Night, which is, it has such a good fucking riff to it. I love it. And the video is sick. They're out in the rain just fucking jamming out. Reincarnate, which was great. Break the Cycle, Necessary Evil, Loud in Disguise on the new album, which I hate that album so much. They've been nominated 3 times, once for the most dedicated fans. These are all in the same year, in 2015. Song of the Year with Reincarnate, and Artist of the Year, which is just a crazy feat for a little band that came out of Pennsylvania. Super good, super unique sound. Go check them out. I would advise you not to listen to the latest album and go back and listen to Creatures, which is probably, to me, it's not their best. Infamous is the best. It's such a great album. It's super heavy. Tons of great features on that album. You got people like Brandon Chiappetti. You got, well, I guess just in general features. You had Danny Filth from Cradle of Filth, and there's quite a few other ones that are just were like the greatest features they ever could have come up with. Great songs, amazing band. Go check them out if you haven't. All right, number 5 is Born of Osiris. Truly unique, heavy band with a very interesting sound to them. They were formed in 2003 in Palatine, Illinois, by Cameron Losh, Joe Burris, Ronnie Canizero, Dan Labs, Jewel Negus, and Trevor Hurlbert, which I don't know any of the people myself. And also Tosin Abazi. I don't know if he's still in it. At least he was. He has the band Animals as leaders. He's a fantastic guitarist. If you don't know who he is, definitely go check him out. Dragon Force featured him on his Twitch channel, which was fucking cool. They're known for insanely fast and difficult riffs, along with some extreme keyboard playing. I'm talking about, this guy has to be one of the best keyboard players in the world, I think, just because of the way it's super fast. There's so many notes, and he just nails it every time. That all gives them their heavy, distinct, and unique tone. They definitely have a very kind of a melodic approach to metalcore, which is very unique. They're known for songs like Bow Down, Now Arise, Follow the Signs, Aeon 3, Illusionist, Illuminate, which I think those last 3 are on Clone Hero, Silence the Echo, and Cycles of Tragedy. Just a fucking sick-ass band with a great sound. I don't know that they won any accolades. I couldn't find anything about it. Alright, so those are my top 5 metalcore bands. Well, these are 5 of my favorites, let's say that. And all of which are great bands. Go check them out if you haven't. They're incredible, each one. And they all have something unique to offer to you. Unlike a lot of other shit in metal where it's just all the same now. So as always, if you like this video, hit that like button. If you didn't, well, fuck off. Thank you guys for subscribing. Appreciate yous. You keep sticking along with me and commenting and watching my new stuff as it comes out. I hope to do more videos like this in the future. And comment down below what you think about these bands and what would be in your top 5 metalcore bands, if you have any. So thank you guys as always. I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.